What's going on, everybody? Just going to run a quick sound test, make sure everything's working fine. Right, we got something. Right, let me just sort the video out, and we'll get the show rolling. It was a very impromptu video, this live stream session, but it's something I wanted to do for a few days, so I thought I'd got a spare 45 minutes. I'm going to catch up down some YouTube before we go busy day tomorrow. So I thought I'd do an impromptu Friday night special. Because of my impact, it might have a channel, believe it or not. As you would have seen on the title already. I'm just making sure though I've got everything on the screen here, and also checking the audio. So I'm not sure why my microphone ain't working. Let me just check all the accessories. I think it should be on. I'm not to believe it should be on anyway. So there it is. I will become on the camera in just a second. I am just checking why my microphone ain't working. I know it's working on the laptop, everybody, but it's not really that good, if I'm honest with you. So I'm trying to get my Yeti mic working. As a pain in the ass. Where's the... I might have taken it out. That's what I'm thinking of. I took the delighted microphone out. How nice is that? Right, no, what I took it out for. I don't know. What am I like? Right, really, because I do not want everything to go off the table. That would be a worse problem. Okay, find the slot. There we go. Should be on there. I hope. Let's light it up or something. I'm just going to run an audio test on the microphone. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hey, 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 more 1 1. Can I hear myself? Can I? Oh, crikey! It's coming through my speed. We will get there with me a minute. 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2. Right, it should be fine now, viewers. The microphone. Let me know if it's not. I'll try my phone just to make sure, for the avoidance of doubt, it's working. All right, let me just say something, and I'm going to mute the microphone very quickly. Right, we got sound, everybody, so I did hear that. I apologise for everyone I did hear that as well. I must have thinking, what's going on? Well, welcome, everybody. It's Friday night. Like I said, I don't do these chat shows on a Friday very often. Nonetheless, I have something really important to discuss, because it surprised me, viewers, the other day. I'll get more into it in a second. Just going to make sure everyone's joining, because I don't want to repeat so early. So I'll give it another few minutes. I might put a song on or something, just to see if everybody else is going to join. And I'll put myself on the camera as well, just making sure everything's smoothly in the background. But yeah, thank you for everybody who's tuning in, though. I appreciate it. Make sure you share the live stream out if you're able to. I would appreciate that as well. And make sure you consider liking if you're a fan. You know, it do help a lot. Right, so I'll put a song on, viewers. Like I said, just put like a 3-minute song on, get some momentum going for the show, because it's not all serious chats. I gotta be honest. It's just this one is because it's the law. I'm about to show you as well, so not clickbait in a sense. However, I am building the momentum. So just giving everyone that opportunity to come and say hello and all that. We do like it. But yeah, apologies for everybody who caught by surprise. Like I said, it's not very often. It's a one-off thing, I would call it, for a Friday. Because if I ever do these shows, it's normally on a Tuesday evening. So just bear that in mind for next time. If you're a bit, you know, bit confused. Should we put I mean, if there's no real numbers joining viewers, I'll just end it. I might create a video on it on my other channel in due course. Really, I just wanted to get out here really on the live. I thought might be a good way of projecting. No, that's not too long. I think we want something a bit of 3 minutes. Oh, ain't too bad. Well, I think what we'll do, video, I'll play this song for the second. Let me just get my overlay on so I don't get copyrighted. Right, where's my overlay? Yeah, I mean, if you prefer all the live streams already, we do them on the weekend. So I apologize if it came as a surprise. But if you're into urbexing, you might find it interesting at the very least. Right, where's the right overlay? That's not it. I don't think. No, that's not it either. No, that's not it. That's not the one I wanted. I've got like a full-sized thingy bobbin. I think I can still do it, can't I? Let me just do a chat. Well, I want to share the screen anyway. I'm thinking, and but I gotta put it like that then if I want it. What have I done? Show on screen. Show. So I don't want it like that. I want it. I see, but I'm trying to get used to this. You see, because I haven't used this in a long time. Alright, I want that. Right. I see what I've done now. I got to enlarge it. We got there in the end, viewers. Got there in the end. I am learning. So I'm gonna play this song, everybody, and then you'll see what many numbers we got. If we haven't got that many, I'll just like. But I'd like to talk to you about it, viewers. Like I like to ask questions and stuff like that. Makes it more engaging live stream, then, doesn't it? So I'll play this song, viewers, and then we'll get started then. See how many people we can have joining today. So coming in, everybody, if you're watching, we'll be streaming now, and we get to the main topic of this live stream. Whoa, that was way too loud, that wasn't it? So as only for the song on the video in the background, just to give an opportunity to come in, say hello in the chat. I'll have a live discussion about it. See if I'm wrong. I don't think I will be though, and I'm about to show you, because I do think it's a bit sneaky how the law has a bit changed, if I'm honest, because I don't think anyone's really picked up on it. I mean, obviously, maybe the big urbexers may have, but that's not the point, really, because, despite the odds of everybody, there's still urbexing still going about, But I just don't know if they all too known about this secret law. It might just be a hoax, but I can't see it. I really can't see it, because it has been coming to my attention on social media that not just private laws have been changed, I think of various others as well. But we're not about that, because that's a whole different story, and we're just on about the main part of it, which is urbexing. So let me just turn the music off and put myself on the video in a minute. Let me just get the evidence up. That's not the type that I wanted to see. Where did I see it? I did see it the day, viewers. I got to actually find where I saw it, That's giving me all different information. That's not what I read the other day. Right, give me 2 seconds, everybody, because I have definitely found it the other day. Let me just have a look here. Right, I'm finding this evidence, everybody, because I thought I had it, but it was giving me a whole different subject. Right, so welcome, everybody. I'm just trying to find the The evidence that I saw the other day is annoying, really, because at the time I actually want this evidence, it's now suddenly not non-findable. Could make it up, could you? No, it's just annoying. Bear with me a sec, viewers. I am trying to get it up. If I can't get it up, right, then that is the first. Because I wanted to do an Urbex the other day, because I had a tip off, and when I done a search on the internet, it showed me that some regulations have changed. I couldn't really believe it myself, but it has, and now I actually can't find it. um, I know what it comes under though. That's what I'm trying to find out now. Right. I think it's this here now. Let me just read it a sec, just so I know. Right. I think I have it here now, buddy. I believe I have it. I mean, it's only like a minor change in the law, but it's still something. I think in the future they might bring in new laws to target that. That's what I'm thinking of. But this is where I can. I think. Oh, this is thumbs up white down anyway. Let me just try and zoom in without revealing my private details. Right. All right. Let me just put myself on screen now. Right. Hide. I don't want them to hide. I want them both. How do I get rid of that? There you go. I will get used to it, but I need to use it more often than I do, and I don't annoyingly. So. All right then, everybody. Now on screen. So this is in summary, everybody, what I was trying to say. I'm not sure if you can read it. Not sure if I'm out of sync. Let me just check signal because my Wi-Fi is rather well a sham for this type of stuff. I got to be honest. But that's something I can't really put on my phone because I can't share my screen. Um, so this is the summary, everybody. Summary of the new changes. I could have started it a bit sooner, but I want to give everyone an opportunity to ask questions and give me, leave your thoughts really. So it says here, look, Crime and Policing Act 2026 did introduce new powerful new entry and search rules on June 29, 2026. So that was July, August. That's less than a month and a half ago, buddy, you know. So if you're a regular urban explorer or content creator, two specific new granted powers are likely what you read about as they directly change how police handle people inside abandoned buildings or enclosed areas. So that is the concern of it, because as you know, I mean, I don't break into places. I never do that, in the content I do. But it's like if you even find a way in, that's what they're trying to close that loophole, I think. So it is concerning, really, because as much as I like to do my travel content, viewers, like museums, castles, all sorts like that, I do want to do an urbex the other day. Now I knew before I went that I could be breaking the law because I was under the obligation of it being civil. But then I did a quick search, just to be up there, just be knowledgeable, and it looks like they have swiftly brought in new powers. So this is a concern because I do think, though, viewers, as much as it pains me to say it, but I do think they are trying to tighten up these these loopholes. This is just a start. I mean, June 29th. If you think of it in another 6 months' time, I mean, how much are they going to tighten up before it just be a criminal offence to do it? You know what I mean? So these civil rights, aren't going to be deemed civil any for much longer. So I'm on the fence because, like I said, viewers, I mean, I had a tip off. I'll be full blown and honest. I had a tip off the other day about an abandoned building. I wanted to check it out, and I thought, I'm under, I'm not breaking the law, that sort of stuff. So I done an AI check, because AI is popular nowadays. I was search the internet, albeit they do get it wrong. I got to be honest. But I did check on the official website, the police sites and all stuff like that. I mean, I couldn't be bothered to do it initially, but I thought it will benefit me to be knowledgeable about the subject. So I did, and I do think that is confirmed. That is the new powers that they brought in on the slide. So that begs to differ. What more powers are they being in? Where people say, well, you can't touch me and this, that, and the other because it's civil offence. But then they could say, well, sorry, but new powers have been brought in recently. You think, well, that can't be right. So it'll put you back a little bit because you'd be just shocked about it. Because we all know it. I mean, you get a good cop and bad cop. You get that across the country, but you can always find that one particular PC who'll be like, well, you know, we can take it all the way if we wanted to because the law's now on our side and you've got no rights to do this legal activity. So this is what I was frustrated about. I was frustrated about it the other day because I thought I have to give it a miss because if I took a risk and it doesn't go in my favor, and now I've actually known about this, that'll probably make it even worse. You know. So it's like, where do I go with this Urbex channel? Like people say, oh, you got to be a risk taker, risk cancer, but it's like, is it really worth it? I mean, on the balance of probabilities, I mean, the evidence is there on the writing on the wall. I can't deny that I've not seen it because I have seen it the other day. So it's like, where do I go with it? Where do I go with the Urbex channel? Viewers? Because I do like abandoned buildings. I do like, albeit there isn't that many regular uploads on it now than there used to be. But it's like, can I go back into it with these new policies? Because I'll read a little bit more of it now in a sec. Because this is what I did the other day. As soon as I was ready to get all my filming gear, I thought I'll do a quick search. It might be something I've not been familiar with before, and good job I did because I could have been committing an offence and I wouldn't even know about it. So what's this here? So under section 11, so it says here as well. Did I read that bit at the top there? It says as they directly change how people handle people inside abandoned buildings or enclosed areas. So that's the key. That's the key part here. Look. So how police handle people inside abandoned buildings or enclosed areas. Now that's the two bit that shocks me. You know. So section 11. So the power to detain and prosecute for intent. Thing is though, right? I'm not sure if people plan abandoned buildings. A lot of people spend ages, doing research and all that. So I guess they get the planning element, but it's like, how can they particularly prove you planned it? You know what I mean? You done it, but then it'd be a bit intrusive, won't it? Like asking the ins and the outs. It's like, is it appropriate to ask that? But I get it. If you get tip-offs and stuff, I get it could be planned, but that's a little bit irrelevant, isn't it, really? But anyway, we'll read the article further on. So under Section 11, the police no longer have to wait for you to break a window or steal something to arrest you. So the new power, if you trespass on any premises, which explicitly includes any building, part of a building, or an enclosed area, it is now a standalone criminal offence if you do so with the intent to commit a crime. But I think that was already in the law, though, wasn't it? Because that would be criminal damage, wouldn't it? So I don't get under Section 11. I don't get where they're going with that. The spin on it, because it was already a criminal offence. If you break property, if you force your way in, it's already a criminal offence anyway. But then I don't get it. I think they could be using it maybe as a way to intimidate it. If that is genuinely the case. But we all know We all know if you damage property is a criminal offence. That's always been the case for decades or more. It's always been in the law. But it's I don't know where they get with this Section 11, because there's an element of it that should be new, and this part of it is telling me what I already know. So people will say, well, there ain't new laws. Well, why have they got a Section 11 then? That's the bit that baffles my brains, I'll be honest. Because it says it's a standalone criminal offence if you do so with the intent to commit a crime. Yeah, I don't make that make sense for you. To be honest. A lot of people who's in it for the right reasons wouldn't do it anyway. Like trash buildings or stuff like that. But if you do so with the intent to commit a crime, well, ain't it attempted criminal damage in another law? Let's have a look at that. Let me just get some knowledge, everybody. I'm feeling very knowledgeable tonight because when I read that, I thought that can't be right. All right, yeah, like I said, I knew criminal damage. I knew that was in the law. Let me just see if it's attempted. Let me just see if that element is already in the law. Attempted criminal damage. I believe it's got to be, isn't it? Attempted criminal damage. Is that illegal? So I'm pretty sure there's a law about it already, isn't it? Yeah, I see. Attempted criminal damage is illegal. So under Section 11, that means what already was written in the law in the 1981, something like that. It says, why is a place of filming? Because the law was designed to catch people using abandoned spaces for minor offences. Officers are granting themselves more leeway to stop you. If they argue that your intent was to record commercially, but it's why would they even know that? Why would they need to know it's commercial? It could have been personal use. It's do they ever say where the footage goes, or it's yeah. I mean, it ain't so much frustrating, viewers, but it's I gotta weigh it up. It's where can I take my abandoned places channel? Because I'm a bit like that. I'm a bit 50-50. I mean, all right, be it. You've got to. The thing is, if you jinx it and it doesn't play in the right hands, then you're screwed, aren't you? It's quite risky. Shouldn't have to be like that because I done it for years, viewers. That's how I started off. I started off doing abandoned buildings. Then I had a lifestyle channel. Then I had a tech channel. So it so Urbex was always the first thing I've already done. So not to be able to go back into that maybe for a few videos now and then. Oh, sucks, isn't it? But I suppose you can't be a goody two shoes. But it's you're going to be in that situation where you have all this fuss. I get it as content, but it's I don't really want to be that type of person to create content in that form. I mean, I did have a very aggressive person, didn't I, in one of the sites? But that's not the point. It's I don't really want to. I'm not really in it for that. The contrary, the confrontation and stuff. I just want to be able to be peacefully do what I thought I could, without having anyone bother me. But now it feels like that ain't the case anymore. So the Section 11 viewers, like I said, I mean that's the bit that would be concerning because I think they've already tightened that up really, and let's be frank, the attempted part of it was already illegal. So I don't know what they're getting with that. It says here warrantless entry for tracked property. Well, that's stolen goods, but like I said, it's not really. It's not really connected, really, is it? But yeah, it's our section 11. Our section 11 is what would be a concerner. Well, let me know what you think, viewers. I'll stay live for another 20 minutes just to get some momentum on the subject going. If you've got some questions, let me know, then I can maybe find out the answers. But I thought, it's like literally there, isn't it? Like if they can do that, what can they do at the same time? So that's the bit, everybody. That everyone should be feeling well. Do you have to do like a weekly research, just to make sure you're fully up to date with it? But it's one of them, isn't it? I guess. Sorry, but I got a podcast messaging me. I never thought that I'd see the day with that, really. Maybe my content is getting momentum, I think. It's good, though, isn't it? It's good to have comments like that. Just go back into my Facebook again. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong, I do miss the podcasting. I got to be honest with you, but it's like I think I need everyone's interest on this. I need everyone to leave their thoughts. Really, am I the only one thinking like that, or should I not be as concerned? I mean, I just need some reassurance, really, because seeing that, I mean, that's mind-boggling. So I didn't want to get off my chest, viewers. I got to be honest, I did want to get off my chest because this has bugged me last couple of days. It really has. So I thought I got to do a live. I got to rent my concerns out there in the open because this could be easily missed. So I'm trying to be knowledgeable, really, with understanding what these new powers they're bringing in. Because if it's in the Police and Crime Act or something like that, it's already been passed and nobody even knew about it. That's just what the concern part of it is, viewers. People should be like, wow, that's really a shocker because you could be doing what could be illegal for many, many, many years, and right at the wrong time, they could be saying, well, I suspect you this section 12, section 17, this, that, and the other, and it's like, well, hang on a minute, it's civil offence. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody was seeing what I saw the other day, because like I said, it could be easily missed, and before you knew it, you could be breaking a law for a law you never would imagine is existent. You know, so that's why I don't know. I thought I'd be honest, be a bit open, be a bit concerned, really, because like I said, if they can do it to this section, urbexing, what other areas are they targeting? So people should like with a magnifying glass go, holy moly, you know what I mean? Obviously not like that, but you know what I mean. Like be a bit wow, you know. So yeah, because it says here, look, where it applies to filming. So that element there to this new section 11, that should be an eye opener. Really should be. Because it just don't make sense. Most of that don't make sense. Like they can't be so much inquisitive. So it's like, where does it go? Where does this channel go? I mean, like I said, it don't really. it does bother me a bit, right? Because that's why I like to do it. If I have tip offs and stuff, I don't do research because I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time in it like I have. But it's just I saw this the other day and I thought that cannot be right. And I read more of it. I thought, wow. I was just like, that's nuts. That's crazy. You know. And I'm not even jinxing it. So, don't get me wrong, but it took me ages to find this bit of evidence, right? But it's like, is there any more about this that I don't even know myself? I mean, I read this Tuesday morning. And I thought that can't be right. Just reading the words, section 11. I think what they can actually do. I thought that's just nuts. I got no words for it really because, like I said, I was like doing my normal routine. Just line up where we're going to be filming. And I thought, I had a tip off. Let's investigate. I do a quick search. I never ever expected that. It just takes a moment of me to read that right and be like, that's really sly. You know what I mean? That's really sly because it just puts a cast of doubt over me. It was just like, does the channel stall? Because I can't really go out and make material like that anymore, can I? Let's be frank. Unless I wanted that conflicting environment. It's like, is it worth the hassle? You're there doing what is peaceful, really. Not like I said, if there's no way in, you don't go in. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I said, if people are in it for the right reasons, then they are not to blame at all for this at all. It's just the police, isn't it? The police just want to crack down on stuff. It's crazy. And like I said, I mean the date on it, let that settle in for a minute. The date on that's changed, June 29th. That's utterly bonkers. July, middle of August, and they brought that in. It's like I think it says on the legislation as well, isn't it? And the reason why I thought, what else are they taking up? I saw like Facebook that people are highlighting, be careful, there's new legislation, but it never really impacted me. And then when I wanted to do like an urbex, like a abandoned building, I thought, I read that, I thought that's not worth the hassle. Because you get one to say, well, how can you prove that you didn't do the damage? And I say, well, my camera never lies. But it's like, well, if they are eager for an arrest, they'll say, well, I suspect, and it's like you've got to go through all that hassle, and it's just like I never wanted to do that. It's not worth the content. I gotta be honest, because if you don't know the procedure very well, it'll be frightening. You know what I mean? Like I said, I mean that's why you have auditors, because they clued up and they know how to take it more civilly in the court and stuff like that. It's like I don't want to bother with all that. You know what I mean? All people they'll take it, just to make their point proven, which I understand by the way. Like I cannot be asked for it. I gotta be honest. It's like I'm there as a peaceful YouTuber. I thought I knew that was lawful. Obviously, they're trying to clamp down on it. But that's just my rant, everybody. It's not a bit. It is a bit of a rant in one case scenario because I did want to actually film this building. So I guess you could call it a rant, but then I guess you could call it informative. A rant with information. What do you make? What do you make of that, viewers? I did wanted to have a stream where I could just open it up and just be frustrated with you, the viewers, and then you could ask me some questions and this, that, and the other. Open broadcast. Everyone can actually see the frustration that I felt the other day. Because my plan was spoiled, really, because I was looking forward to it. Because I was busy over the weekend. I couldn't do it. Tuesday, then, I wanted to do it. I thought, just for the avoidance of doubt, do a quick search. It's like, if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be a problem. But then, had I not done that, would it have been differently? That's why obviously you got to say, oh, well, you can't let fear stop you what you want to do. But then you've got to ask yourself, if you're going to get this hassle, will it be worth it? All right, you can have a banging new video, but then could then the police delete your footage as well? You know, because like I said, they are tightening up regulations, aren't they? That's what people need to really think that this can't be happening. You know, so I was shocked, blown away. I don't know. I can't. I don't know what else to say. So let me know what you think, viewers. Like I said, the stream won't be on forever. Another 10 minutes, and I'll call it quits. I just wanted to come on, everybody, just to talk about this because, like I said, I still can't get over the fact that that is the case now. You know, it's utter madness. It is crazy. And my glasses need wiping because we're in really hot weather conditions. But yeah, viewers. I mean, like you could be doing it like I could do it like an Urbex if you're a vlogger, and you'd be like, well, the police can stop you, and you'd be like, that doesn't exist. And when they show you the evidence, it's like, well, it's like, well, where's the notice, But then I suppose, are they supposed to notify you of the law? People wouldn't even think that this is actually legit because people would still be thinking it's legal. I guess well, you could say trespass isn't criminal on its own, but then when you read the actual bit about the filming element, you'd be like, what are they tightening up against? Are they because they are trying to get on these loopholes, aren't they? They are trying to really tighten them up so you can't lose any leeway. So I think on the basis of that, they could just say Section 11, no, that's it. So it's up to I think it's up to as well ability to what like police officers you have. I gotta be honest, because it's like if you get someone in the stand, they like say, well, sorry, I didn't know that Section 11 existed. I'll leave peacefully. I won't disrupt anything else. I'll carry on with my business. It's like, well, they really have it, and it's like you can get one that says, no, 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 we've been called out, we need to arrest you, make our jobs easier, and this, that, and the other, and it's like you just don't know what situation you're gonna get yourself in, to be honest. And I was like, that did put me back a little bit because I'm not like I said, I do urbex because it's my second passion. Like this is, heritage sites and blogs and town centres and stuff. Because I have a passion for abandoned buildings. I gotta be honest. And that's how I started this YouTube journey, really, or properly anyway. When I established what content I want to do, and I was like, what I fell in love with to begin with, it's like I can no longer do it. So yeah, that's what everyone think viewers. We got two in the chat. Let me just know what you think. You don't have to even say anything. It's like, are you shocked? I mean, if you are gonna do, abandoned buildings, are you a bit like, should I really do that sort of niche now? Is like, what's your personal thoughts on it? Because I think this is the start of an era. Start or end of an era. One of them, isn't it? Because like, unless you do your own research now, it's like you just don't know what's been passed through your eyeballs, do you? You know. But yeah, I think I've been talking about it now for so much. I'll just wait for some comments to come in now, and then we can start a bit of questions. Because I'll be just like curious a bit. If you're not like a content creator, I'd be curious to see. Well, if you ask me questions, I can ask, AI, because as you can see, it is verified information. Like it's got legislation gov look. See, so if you see that, look, that is a a lawful website. So it is. You could rely on it in some things, but I wouldn't say rely on it for everything. But for that, at least, it's been really helpful because that's where I got my information the other day. And like I say, it still doesn't resonate with me. It's like, how can they do that? Like, what possessed them to do it? People are just documenting a building that people say, oh, what was it like in 10 years? Like, well, I didn't know because I couldn't go there to film because of these new regulations, these new laws. Like it do throw that bit of history in the bin, doesn't it? If people want to look up an area, look up on YouTube, because let's face it, YouTube is gold mine for content nowadays. I watch YouTube quite a bit as well, not forgetting TikTok on the odd occasion. Catching up on YouTube and stuff like that. The YouTubers, you all know who they are. But it's like, yeah, it's I don't know what I was going to say with it. What I'm reading, what I'm hearing, you know. I just don't get it. They're targeting peaceful creators, I could call it as. Like you're not there for any ill intent. You're there for a legitimate purpose, documenting was like in years to come, or what it was. I like that a bit. It's like people come up to you and say, well, this building was this, that, and the other. It was not, because it turned into this. Or long days before the internet. I mean, obviously nowadays you can go on Google Street View, but that isn't always good, is it? Some of it is all blurred out, and you can't really see inside it anyway. So I get these urbexes are doing a pretty good job. Everyone that does it, on YouTube, there's dozens of channels really, and it's like they are pushing hard, aren't they? But it's like, well, are they thinking twice about it now? People are risk takers. They don't really care. Is their hobby. People, if you have got a really big channel, you can get paid for it. So it's like, is it gonna stop jobs, people's jobs on YouTube? You can't get monetized, can you? And if that's a channel that you get paid for, and this limits your income, doesn't it? It's a full blown knock on effect, isn't it? So like I said, I don't know what convinced the police or convinced the high authorities to say, well, we're going to stop it right now. We're going to draft in new laws and get it there. So I don't get it. I don't get how many police chiefs across the country wanted it to happen, because I think there's got to be a demand for it, because it do drain some sort of service. But it's like, if you if people to phone the police, like the way to see it really, viewers, it happened before. I did abandoned buildings 8 months ago. A person say, "Oh well, we own the land, and we don't give you permission to go in it." You don't go on it then, because that's trespassing. But if you're already on it, you can leave in your own steam. So I get how that works. But as we was told off before we could enter, that doesn't work really, does it? So it's like, will they be strengthening that up? It's like, if any land that's abandoned or decayed, it's like, well, that's land. Unless you get permission from whoever loans it to film or be on the land, then you're already committing offence. I think that, are they strengthening that part of the law up as well? That's what I want to know. I mean, because this only came in like not even 2 months ago. So I think they are like trying to like suppress any civil matter that can be deemed with it, and it ain't fine. It ain't right at all. It's just people's livelihoods, people's hobbies, people's ambitions, who's there for a legitimate, genuine purpose, and it's like they having all their rights, tarnished, isn't it? But like I said, I think, as the saying goes, everybody, a lot of people don't want to admit it, but like all good things come to an end, doesn't it? Is this the start of an end to urbexing and abandoned buildings? It's like, are they going to do then any general photography next? You just don't know what type of country we're going to be in for, do you? So yeah, I think I felt a lot better now, viewers. I did want to get off of my chest, I really did, because that had bugged me, you know, like something that you'd never expected, and it happened. It's madness. So we'll see what the chat is saying then. If you got a hello, I mean, do say hello, viewers. I welcome every comment that comes through. I just had to get that off my chest, really, because I felt like I had to. You know. So I'll be closing everybody in a few minutes because I do want to catch up on some well-established creators because I wanted to see their new videos because I've been really busy. I didn't really want to do it, but I thought I gotta say it because the way I just see it is right. If something really bugs you and you have a YouTube platform, a lot of people will say, well, if you've got something to rent, let it out. And this is the bit I kept in for like a couple of days because I didn't have a chance really to open a stream to let it off my chest. And I thought, tonight is the night. I'm going to open a stream. I'm going to talk about this matter because I feel it's necessary. That's it. Like I said, I do welcome every comment coming through. So if you have comments, everybody knows a chance to leave them. In a few minutes, I'll be ending the stream. Because, like I said, it's just like an odd occasion, an odd evening where you're just in an impromptu stream. I understand why people be annoyed because I did say only a Tuesday evening where this material would happen, but I felt because of the subject, I thought it has to be done. It has to be done because at least I'm as informative with a little bit of rant because of how annoyed I am with it. And it's just like leaving what your concerns will be about the matter is. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, but this heat though, I mean, I can't even wear my glasses properly. It's just really itching my eyeballs. I've got a fan on though, but it's not really that good as it, to be honest. I mean, it is helpful, but it's like you need like an industrial fan unit. Oh, we got a message in. Let's just check that video. Sorry, I got my glasses off here, so bear with me. Let me just open the chat message up now. Good evening, Retro. How you doing, mate? How are you doing? So yeah, if anyone has missed it, I'll just go over again. So what I was saying, Retro, is I'm a bit annoyed really because the police and the seniors above them have actually gone out their way now to bring in new laws, and it only affects urbexes and abandoned places. The other day I did a research thinking, I'm not going to break the law. It's going to be a civil offence anyway, like it has been for years. That's how I started off YouTube with it. So I thought, I'll read this little article, read this little legislation. And then this is the bit that blew my mind, because when I go up there now, look on the search here, because it took me ages to find this part of the document I wanted to find. Like I said, it wasn't really that searchable, really, but I used AI, just to make it a bit easier for me. I eventually found it, but that's not the point. But but it says here, look, the Crime and Policing Act 2026. Now, it did introduce a powerful new entry and search rules on June 29th, 2026. All right, so just for a refresher, right, this is the bit I was ranting over because I had a tip off. I wanted to do an abandoned building, and I read this and I thought I couldn't do it really because it's too much aggravation. It's like, would it be worth it? So I read through it. Like I said, two specific newly granted powers are likely what you read about, as they directly change how people handle. So this is the bit, right? As everybody take a moment, right, to literally brace yourselves to read this. Look, it says here that is the most powerful statement in there. Look, so how police handle people inside abandoned buildings or enclosed areas. So that is a powerful statement right there. Look, you know. So it says here, under Section 11, the police no longer have to wait for you to break a window or steal something to arrest you. So if you trespass, I knew the criminal legislation because it was already criminal in 1970s law, wasn't it? So that's already been criminal anyway. It's not like that's not been known about. But it says here, look, why it applies to filming. So as you can see there, look on the sentence, because the law was designed to catch people using abandoned spaces for minor offences. Officers are granting themselves more leeway to stop you. See, look, officers are granting themselves. They're like, how are they allowed to, I say, well, it's like, where are they going to go with it? Where are they going to go with that? You know, officers are granting themselves more leeway to stop you. Like, is it going to end there? Are they going to look at more stuff? Are they going to look at more things to stop and act? It's like, where's it going to end then? Or is that just the start of it? You just don't know. It's like, if they argue that your intent was to record commercially, that's the bit that blows my mind here. Look, if they argue that your intent was to record commercially, it's like, well, if you didn't get paid from it and you wanted to have a personal recording about it, it don't make a difference to it. That's the bit out of all. That's one step further in this. Like they say, what if you're doing it commercially? They say without a permit or a filming setup, constitute preparing for an offence, they can detain you on the spot. It's like, what? Like seriously, let us just digest for a second, viewers. It's like this has shocked me, but I'm happy now because I got it out of my system. Hang on, how do I get out? How do I get closed? How do I get on my other window? I just want to click on the comments. We all knew it was coming. They would start on YouTubers next, but this is the trouble though. Retro is like, am I forced to take channels down then? Like, am I forced to take all my content down? Am I forced to do all that? It's like, what are we living in next? It's like, can you do something that people should enjoy, like a hobby, like a YouTuber, TikToker, whatever it is? It's crazy, isn't it? It's like, it's a shocker, mind. No, it still shocked me now. I'm reading that. I was like, that's bad. Filming in public, smart glasses, and drones next. Well, the drones I can understand because it can be infringing on private matters. Like extremely. But it's like, what hobbies are people going to have then? At the end of it, if you're stopping all their enjoyment or what they like to do, what's people going to do? How people can express themselves? You know, it's just a concern. You know, because like all these everybody is passed between everyone's eyes. Like nobody would even know about this until I did. You know, because it wasn't that long ago. It was literally 2 months ago, just under, and then the bombshell like this happened. And it's just where does it end? If it, you know, where does it where will it stop? You know. But yeah, I hope that resonates with people. Like, cause it's a concern. It is a concern. But I'm happy though because I informed the viewers and I let out my little bit of a thing, you know. But it's like I'm still shocked about it. I really am. It's like I don't know whether to put all my Urbex videos on private. You know, are they gonna like prosecute me for something for doing something I've already done? You know, you can't be too careful, can you? I think they want to be in control of what we see and what we are told. Well, to be fair, Retro, I think a lot of people are having the same opinions there. But it ain't right, is it? People should have a choice, isn't it? You know, it's what the UK is about freedom, isn't it? But I think the way it's going to carry on, I mean, that's just the start of it anyway. Yeah, it's going to be a really tough country. I've got to be honest. It's like, you know, people use YouTube as a way of watching alternative media. You know, like, don't get me wrong, a series on Now TV and stuff is all right. But when you watch a series and it ends, you're looking for the next best thing, aren't you? And you know, it takes like 6 or 7 months to get a new series out, doesn't it? You know, and I think you've got these new laws just being crammed in, and you know, and all that. It's just absolutely crazy, isn't it? I don't know what else to describe it as. You know. So in around a few minutes, viewers, I'll be ending the stream. But thank you to the Retro for joining, though. We had a good comment with Retro. That's good. I just want to know what everyone's thoughts on it was. You know, like, am I going mad? Is everyone else going mad as well? You know, I just want to know what your take is on it. Because I want to know how many people knows about it. You know. Yeah. I just hope it gets better, not worse. To be honest. So that's in summary, viewers. You know, this is what the live stream is about, really. Like I said, I don't do it often on a Friday. I don't know how many times I said it really, but I just want everyone new viewer to understand that was impromptu. I don't do it regular. So I had to get a important subject off my chest because a lot of people think this, you know, you're bluffing, and it's like I ain't bluffing. This is legit, you know. And it's like this is it there on the screen. You know, the writing's on the wall. So it ain't clickbait. To begin with, a lot of people think, well, you're doing a live stream, you want to attract the audience. It's like I'm doing it for a legitimate purpose because I have evidence I read the other day that backs up my claim. You know, backs up my concern, backs up why I think a lot of people could be, you know, should be looking at it as if from a different angle. You know, you're there for a genuine purpose, but it's like you got to go through potential grief and animosity to get it done. It's like it ain't worth it really for me. Like I do feel a bit down, mind. Don't get me wrong, because I was like I wanted to do it, like it's like I wanted to do it like all day, but then I thought like oh I had to think about it with an open mind. I thought it's not worth what it could be, what it could be done about it. It's just not worth it really for me. But yeah, it's just gutting, you know. It's really gutting. It would be hard for the police to prove you trespass with intent on criminal activity if you only have a camera. You'll have to leave the screwdriver at home. Yeah, but the thing is, though, Retro, right? The criminal element was already illegal. I knew it when I started anyway years ago. You know, if you're there with the intent of causing criminal damage, it's attempted anyway. It's still illegal. It's 1971 or 1975 or something act. So I knew that anyway. But it's like it says it'd be hard for the police to prove you trespass with intent on criminal activity. But then, if you look at the statement above, though, Retro, look, Where is it? So this is the sentence here, the important sentence here. So how people handle people inside abandoned buildings or enclosed areas. So it's how police, and if you read, where does it say here? Because it says here that the police officers grant themselves, isn't it? Where does it say that? It said that's at the top, isn't it? There we go. So this is it. Here, look. So officers, come on, mouse. Officers are granted themselves, look, more leeway to stop you. I can't really highlight the end of it, but there you go. See, officers are granting themselves. So, like, how's that legal? We've got to go through, um, MPs or something like that. It's got to have a vote or something. Like I said, don't go into politics. That's not what it's all about. But it's like, surely they just can't say, well, I'm doing this tomorrow. Are we doing something illegal on, make it start legal Friday? It's like, that can't be right. Surely. Like, it's got to be ruled on MPs, isn't it? Got to go into, like, Parliament and made it legal or lawful that way, isn't it? It's just like they can't just say, "Well, I'll make the law tomorrow. I'll make the law Sunday. I'll decide what I want legal." It's like it can't work like that, can it? But apparently to them, it can work like that. It just makes people really anxious. I mean, it makes me a little bit anxious. It's like, what are we going to be seeing next? What's going to happen after this? It's like if they, but it says it's like if they argue. See, look, if they argue that your intent was to record commercially, like it don't really make a difference. That really don't make a difference to them. Really makes a difference to you if you're the creator, but don't make a difference to them. Like I could say, well, I make 7 grand on this video, but it's like, what's it to them? It's like, what other details do they want to know? Like I said, it's some of the elements, right, is baffling, but then when you read more into it, it's like that can't be made up. Like you read more of it, it's like it's just a lot to take in, really, isn't it? You know, it's like, well, permit or that filming sections used preparing for an offence. So without a permit or that your filming setup considers preparing for an offence, they can detain you on the spot. So you look, it's nuts, it's bonkers. Um, I will know police will decide if you're filming commercially. Would a amount is usually trying to be classed as commercial? Well, you're earning money, aren't you, Retro? So if you are having an income off it, that could be deemed commercial, isn't it? But like I said, we seem to go off track with the money side of it. It's not about the money; it's about what's it got to do with them as a police officer. Are they gonna think for one second? Oh well, have you learned that? Have you earned that money legitimately? It's like come on with the questions. Like seriously, it's absolutely crazy stuff. I love your vlogs. Hope you're well. I am, Stuart. Like I said, I mean, I did a rant for the last hour on this. I understand people are just tuning in now, but I'll recap for any new viewers because it is an important subject to me. Really, this is really important to me because, like I said, I wanted to do an abandoned building the other day. I thought I'll do a quick search. I shouldn't have. I wasn't going to do it initially, and then this is why I found me with. I literally found this right Tuesday morning. So I had a tip off, and I thought, hmm. This is was my expression, right? I was like, I was like shocked. I really was. I couldn't speak for 10 minutes. I was literally reading it. I thought, no way, like seriously, no way, you're bluffing. I went onto the actual website and it's like, oh my god, it's like they literally taken action on Urbex. It's like you couldn't make it up. It's like it's so frustrating because a lot of people aren't doing it. Are doing it for the right reasons. Sorry, but there is a few that might not do it for the right reasons. But that's that. They should be punished, but not the entire subject. The entire subject who does it for the right reasons, legitimate reasons. It's like they're being punished as well. It's like it's not really fair. I mean, like I said, I don't condone everybody what other people's actions does. I'm not breaking the law. My cam will never lie. But I just feel like I could just ignore this advice, do it anyway, and then I might be accosted for doing it, potentially arrested. You could get that happening, couldn't you? It's like this really does make you think: is it worth the fuss? And it's like like what do you do? Like what do you do? Sorry, but I got to reply to the message a minute. But no, like I said, viewers, it's really is bonkers. I can't understand why they're doing it. But you can't do a petition because this is passed without your knowledge. This is not in the public. Well, it is in the public domain, but it's like if you know for years, right, viewers, and this is a really good point. If you know for years that you're not breaking the law, trespass is civil, you would never in your life would think that this has now been illegal. Like never. And they are trying to close loopholes. They're trying to make it illegal. They're trying to make the whole thing illegal, and they're trying to tighten up these loose ends. And that's what's worrying, because urbexing, I love it. People could say in 15 years, oh, well, this building was something because I recognize it on YouTube. It's like, how can you talk about subjects like that if it's now illegal to do it? It's crazy. It's like they are tying up loose ends. It's like, but why are they doing it? Like what? Like seriously, I've got no words for it. I've got words for it, but it's on YouTube. I don't wanna really say it, like, but come on. It is, Stuart. It really is, mate. I gotta be honest. I just don't. I've got no words for that. It's like I wanted to get off my chest days ago. I really did. I saw this Tuesday. I thought I couldn't believe it. You know, it's like this is evidence. This is what people should be concerned of. Because if they tighten up loose ends on just filming abandoned buildings, or if you see an open way in and stuff like that, they are trying to tighten that up, aren't they? Let's be honest. They are trying to do it. But it's like I feel sorry for the people, right, who has a genuine passion like myself, who does it, within the legal confines of the law, and yet slowly but slowly they're having all that slipping away from them. It sucks, innit? Come on. But yeah, viewers, I think I had my little rant. I am frustrated about it. Come on, I really am. I actually did legitimately wanted to film an abandoned building the other day as well. I thought, nah, I gotta pretend I never had this tip off, because the more I think about it, the more it will bug me. You know. But like I said, I don't do that. I don't do the confrontation. I don't do that in my content. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I do it in public, I could have someone to say, "Well, stop filming." That's kind of different in there. Because if you're in the zone, but it's like, are they gonna go one step further? Are they gonna go beyond that as well? It's like what is gonna go on with it? You know, it's like it just makes you think really hard about the matter, doesn't it? I agree with you on everything, but the smart glasses should not be allowed. IMO, that is intrusive to people's privacy. Um, I haven't. I don't know about the smart. Oh, the. Oh, what's it? Oh, I got it at the top of my head, viewers. Bear with me. Spy glasses, you mean? Oh, sorry, but yeah, had a bit of a croaky throat then for a sec. Well, saying that, spy glasses. I mean, you are using a genuine recording equipment, aren't you? So it's like, if they are banning that, I guess by that logic, you want them people, you want them to ban phones as well, don't they? By that logic. Get some more content on the Urbex channel. The thing is, a retro, I'm a bit like that with it. See, this is my hand look. Everyone can see it. I am a little bit like that with it. It's like I'm touch and go with it. A part of me want to do it, but then a part of me will say, well, if you're going to do it, how are you going to pretend you didn't know that information? It's like, and I'm always a truthful person. I can't lie to save my teeth. It's like, how can I pretend I not read that? If it's in you, if it's in your brain, you can be thinking, well, I know that. It's like, how can you pretend you've not seen it? You get me? Because you always have that shock, don't you? When you're on this property, when you're on this premises, you'd be like, can I do it without avoiding detection? Or can I? Oh, I might get lucky on this one, but does that mean I'll have grief on the next one? It's like you shouldn't really have that off the top of your mind. You should be going in there with your camera, P3 recording. If you see an open entry and all that, fair enough. And yeah, you've got this always at the top of your mind now. It's like it can't go on like that. And if anything, it just takes the enjoyment out of it. Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses. Oh, right, I see the one you mean. I've not heard of them personally. Diesel Harris. I really haven't. But like I said, yeah, this is crazy. I can't say any more than crazy, but I said crazy long enough. So somebody suggest me new words in the chat. It would be a great content to film yourself getting arrested. The thing is, though, Retro, right? It's not what I want to do, is it? You know, like obviously police have been called out, and people think it's instant hits on YouTube, but it's like they're having the last laugh, and people can't really see it from their perspective because they'll say, "Well, Section 11," and you'd be like, "Well, oh, I haven't heard of Section 11. Oh, what is that?" And it's like you got to pretend you've not read this, and I know in my mind I have. So it's like, well, I can't act dumb because I knew that bit of legislation. I knew what they've now enforced. So it's like that shock element to me at location wouldn't be the same because I already knew what line they would go down as. But it's like, are they gonna stop and suppress people's rights? You know, civil rights. This is civil rights that people had for decades, and it's only now they're doing it. It's I don't do politics, but it is a serious thing to actually chat about because it's like where will it go from here? The Labour government sent me to Iraq in 2003. Thing is, though, Stuart, I get that's good information there, but this channel isn't really for politics. I don't really want to discuss that. But if it was relevant to this topic, then thank you for sharing that. But I don't really want to go down that path of politics. But it's just how it is. But it is wrong, though, isn't it? You need to be a good liar and have a good poker face. Thing is, though, Retro, is like I'll try my best to lie. It won't be a good, it won't be good, because people could like probably see right through me. Especially when I know myself that they're right as well. That makes it worse. So yeah, it's like should I have read this? I think to myself, but then I feel better now that I read it. But now it sucks because I want to do things abandoned building wise that now that prevents me from doing it. So it's a 50-50. Are you better knowing or not knowing at the same time? That's the question. I agree, but it annoys me when this current government cry. Well, yeah, but that's how society's changing, Stuart. I gotta be honest with you. It ain't nice to be honest with you, but it's like, can they live with themselves? You know, like think of it from two sides of the coin. I mean, they're just human, like you and I. If they want to do it, obviously they won't be prosecuted. I mean, us will, obviously. But it's like, couldn't they see it from our perspective? You know, there's no answer to it, is it? You know. But I have to think though, everybody. Like I said, it's like I don't know where the channel goes. I do want to hang the hat up, but it's like I got potential for it. I was like, I shouldn't really be stopped, should I? But obviously the police want me to stop it. Well, not me, mine personally. I want to rule that out there, everybody. Not me, but the entire people that films that type of content. So I got my words mixed up there. But you know what I mean. People knows who knows, don't they? But it's like, it's that's a bonkers. But I feel better though. I had a few good chat in there. I had a good, few participants, so it makes me good that that people are interested in this subject because it's one that people should read about, And look now on Google, everybody, when everyone have like 2 minutes, and just look up what is now deemed illegal to the police, because that's just how it is, isn't it? Can't pretend it, can you? But yeah, like reading that on the screen, I'm just like, that's not good, you know. Not good at all. What happened? Please quickly tell me. Well, Stuart, I think you might have been here, haven't you, with the debate. So basically, everybody, just for Stuart, we were discussing this subject. So the police have brought in new powers, which was granted June 29th. The Crime and Policing Act 2026, and it affects urban explorers. So if you read that 2 sections there, and I'll highlight the bit that concerns me and how it is written, it will be here. Right, so look, so that's a concerning sentence. Look. Officers are granting themselves more leeway to stop you. That's a concerning statement there. So that's concerning in itself. I can't really say anything more than that because what can you say about it? So that is now that, and also about the filming. So also about the filming because the law was designed to catch people using abandoned spaces for minor offences. Officers are granting themselves more leeway to stop you if they argue your intent was to record commercially without a permit. A permit, really? I don't know how they think about. I don't know where the logic is really, or that you're filming stuff constitutes preparing for an offence. But this is the bit I've not said, right? This is the bit that's come to me now. Why would you film yourself committing that offence? Like seriously, like for 1 second in my own mind, why the hell? And I apologise for saying that. Why would you bring your gear in, film this abandoned building, but then record yourself committing an offence? That's incriminating yourself, isn't it? That I had a brainwave just then. I thought, why would anyone even record themselves doing it? It just don't make sense. And they can detain you on the spot as well. To me, that doesn't look good. That screams bad news all over it. The way I look at it as well is look, and this is another concerning sentence as well, is how police handle people inside abandoned buildings or enclosed areas. So there's precisely two sentences here, right? Because they wanted written it like that. That shows authority. How police handle people inside abandoned buildings or enclosed areas. That's just one. And then another one is as well, like I said, I'll highlight again so people can actually understand the severeness of it. Officers are granting themselves, and I'll be in my eye. I have to wear my glasses, but it's so hot in here, I can't really keep wearing them. But that is the summer now, isn't it? So officers are granting themselves more leeway to stop you. Well, it's like nobody in their right mind would take you literal when you say that to them. It's like you're talking at a BS. Show me evidence. It's like if when they present you that evidence, I don't know what they'll say or do when they read that. Like, what can you say at the same time? I don't know. But yeah, I want to highlight that though because I do find that a very aggravating factor. Because it's written in that way to not to scaremonger, but like they are taking swift action. That's just how they want it to come across, isn't it? Nothing is illegal if you don't get caught, but it's like you wouldn't do anything illegal anyway. You're doing it for a genuine, authentic purpose, aren't you? Ivan Lonjoy, no worries, Stuart, no worries, mate. Yeah, my word exactly, it is. I've seen a copper in Cumbrian Town this week, and he looked about 12. I like to see him trying to tame me. But it's like Retro. I mean, you and I, Retro. If you do abandoned buildings, you'll know for a fact that is a civil matter. You'll always argue till the cows come home that it's a civil offence, and they bring in these swift powers to say, well, there's no longer civil. It's been handed to us. We're now taking the appropriate action. It's like there's no way that can happen. But obviously, it is happening. It is happening. It's happening in the last 2 months since this was live. Bonkers. Sorry, I don't know. I'm disappointing in it. So I never commit the law. I never broke the law. I don't intend to break the law. I've always done what I do lawfully. But it's like, your lawful rights now are just being shrugged in the bin. Forget your rights. This is what you got to abide by now. You know what I mean? It's like it's not really nice. It's not really pleasant. All you need to do is go inside the apartment building. Please can't follow you in due to health and safety. The thing is, though, Retro, right? It is easy to say that, but they'll have equipment. They'll have a drone. They'll be able to detect you where you are inside the property. They probably will have these big microphones that says, "This is the police. Get out of the abandoned building." So it's like you can't for 1 second go on the run from them because they'll just catch up with you. So it's like you can't evade it. Obviously you can't. If you're in there, you're stuck anyway. Really. But it's no. But on a serious note, though, is what do people think about this though in general? All jokes aside, it's like, do you think though this is the end of what they're doing? Because I honestly think it's a start. If this is an attack on the Urbex, what are they going to do? What are they doing going forward with it? Well, just not that, but in other areas as well. It just makes you feel concerned, really. Not in a good way, because like I said, I'm never up to no good. I'm there just as the same rights as other people. My point doesn't change. I'm there for the same reasons. So they can remove all your cameras, etc. Yeah, they probably could. And when I did film Stuart, I think they could delete the footage as well. But they might just think they could do that as well themselves. So it's like, what? All my work, everybody, all that aggravation would have turned to nothing, wouldn't it? So what are you saying about the future of the channel? I don't know what to do with it, Diesel. I'm literally this. I'm 50-50, look, because they're closing all the loopholes I have. Is it worth the risk? That's why I got to ask myself. I mean, the people, my filming crew members, they're a bit like, well, this is the time to call it a day. But it's like, I feel like it's still got potential. It's like, but in the law, I can't really work with the law, can I? Because the law's now against me, against the urbexing thing, because this is now what they want to bring in. So it's hard. This really is a hard choice, you know. But you've got to weigh it up. You might get lucky. But it's like if I'm doing it on a continuous scale, one of them attempts or one of them occasions, that's probably when I'll have it. You can just predict it. But then on the other hand, don't let fear stop you what you want to do. But it's like when the fear is prevalent and they tighten up these restrictions, it's fuss, isn't it? It's potential unwanted fuss. It's all that confrontation side of it. It's like, and it's police officers as well. For heaven's sake, it's not like it's a security guard, is it? I mean, if it's a security guard, it'd be a different thing. But it's like police are policing everything, or they're trying to do, aren't they? The police just want to be more authoritative, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I felt bad. I had to say this, right, because it did frustrate me a little bit. I gotta be honest. Don't worry about the channel. They can't do anything about previous videos. Yeah, that's the thing. In the future, but there's still big potential for the channel. The thing is though, retro, when I do outside, a lot of people don't really watch it. Because I think don't get me wrong though, I have done buildings like them, like when it's abandoned. But it's like seeing it from a more closer perspective. People be like, well, I ain't watching this. I'm only seeing 4 windows, 1 door, a driveway. It's like that's not urbex. People be laughing at me. I think people can only call it urbex when you're inside the properties and having a look around. That's proper urbex, isn't it? So, but yeah, it's just it got me down a little bit, viewers. It got my mood was up there Tuesday morning when I read that. I was like literally dropped to about there. It's like I felt like a bit deflated. It's like, I honestly, that was a genuine reaction when I read this because like I wouldn't know. I just don't see a point here. Just being honest, what this has got to do with live filming. Diesel, sorry. We're on about abandoned buildings. Diesel, I'm not sure if you're in the chat still, because I do abandoned buildings on the other channel. Discoveries and dereliction. I wanted to do a live on here because I was annoyed with what I read the other day. So this is kind of a rant, basically. So this channel, everybody, will still be going. We got live content coming tomorrow, so this channel will still be active. No one worry about that. This is just my other channel, so I apologize for that confusion. I thought it was obvious, but obviously it wasn't. Send it in with the camera. Thing is, though, Retro, I'm not sure if you saw my Talgath Asylum video, but yeah, she felt a bit uneasy just doing what we done, if you know what I mean. So that won't be a good idea. I do it because I'm a risk taker. I shouldn't really be all the time, but most of the time I am. But then when I read this, it's like I don't want to be myself. I gotta be honest, you know. I'm a new subscriber. Don't throw the towel in. I'm not. I'm not Stuart. Stuart, this channel will continue. Don't panic, everybody. Don't panic. This is just for my other channel, Discoveries and Derelictions. So before everyone worries themselves, let me just write a comment in. I think that'd be better off. Should have done it from the start, but I thought a lot of people would be obvious with it. Alright, let me just write a client related to my. Should have done it from the start, but I guess if new subscribers don't know. So I guess you could say it on here as well, because I do revisits on the channel as well on this one, don't I? So I guess it could be a bit related. But the main newer places, though, they go up on my other channel, so it doesn't really go up on here. It does if I revisit them. So I guess revisits are a bit in a balance, or or non-existent now. So it's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame this is where it came down to. But yeah, this is for my other channel viewers. So Diesel, Retro, I think Retro will obviously know. Yeah, if you're new, this is the subject for my other YouTube channel. So before everyone gets concerned. Yeah, this is just for my other channel. I should have mentioned it at the start, but I didn't. I should have. But yeah, like I said, all the live streams, that we do on this channel will still continue. I feel bad now, really, because a lot of people it's getting mixed up thinking I'm going to pack this channel in, but I ain't. Far from it. So yeah, I have to bring this up though. And a lot of people should know what channel represents because it's like trespass, isn't it? So it's not like it's public spaces. We're not really on about that. It's a different thing altogether. So yeah, now everyone knows. So everyone on the comment should know now what it's related to. So yeah, another couple of minutes, viewers. So get your final questions in. That's such a relief. It is, Stuart. This is what I mean. I wanted to reassure everyone, because I should have been more open, but then I did genuinely forget I had new subscribers, so that was on me a little bit. But I hope I cleared up now. So this channel will still continue. This channel will still go ahead. The car shows, everything you love on this channel will continue. I mean, I will take a risk with this channel. On the Urbex side, though, that's where I'm a bit on the 50-50 side. You could say 60-40. 60-40 where I don't want to do it, but a part of me wants to do it still. So it's that and them. I live in Rossong Y. Good for you, Stuart. I've done a few castles in Rossong Y. I think, anyway. Yeah. Okay, thanks for the clarification. There's no worries there, Diesel. Like I said, I do want to alleviate people's concerns because this channel will still continue. It'll strive. We do 3 days per week, Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, 8 o'clock UK time, as well as your weekend live streaming. So don't worry about that. Because if anything, that's a different topic altogether. If that's what they're going to clamp down next, that's a different story. But we're just on about this because this is the concerning subject. because I don't know what to do with my other channel. It could be dormant now. You know, I can't do anything with it, can I? But at least I got Star Vlogs. I got my second channel, my second passion, tourism, traveling, town centers, you name it. Yes, but recently I saw some live streams where you terminated filming because of not fitting in. So I thought you was thinking of a no, Diesel. That type of live streaming activity will continue. So what I mean by that is, I do my research. I look at their event, like you would have seen last week when we went to the Kum Carnival. So I don't take much in. Obviously I have a brief, information about it and all that. I was like, if it fits my niche, I'll arrive there. Because it was a street carnival, and there was live music there and other bits and pieces, right? So we went on location. That carnival wasn't as Brecon Carnival. So by not fitting in, it was like it wasn't aimed at an adult, to children demographic. It was more children based. So for that reason, I closed that stream down because I can't do any content while I'm there because it would just be weird, wouldn't it? Let's be frank. And it's like I can't see a lot of people will be filming because as you say on Breck and Fraz, there was a line of people filming, and that wasn't the same at Cum Carnival. So it's like no way. I'm not even gonna risk it on this one. I'm just gonna go to the next one. But what I mean by this, if you see that happening, it's because we make our own assessment. Like we'd have seen in Go Wild, in Pontypool. That was the same. We did go there. We did actually go in the actual arena sort of thing. Then we made our own mind up and thought, we'll just back off from that event. So that how we do it will still continue, because I've always believed in if you don't go, you won't know. So always remember that phrase: if you don't go, you won't know. And I'll always do that phrase. I'm gonna go. If it doesn't suit me, I'm gonna know. It's like with your own eyes, you can see what's going on, and you can make your own determination. You can make your own opinion, can't you? It's easy to do it from an armchair, isn't it? You should redo and update a few of the videos. New opening screens, thumbnails, and descriptions. As you have quite a few subs on the channel, and I may give a boost while you decide on new content. Yeah. Update. Yeah, but the thing is though, Rach, I do it on this channel, don't I? Like when he says revisits, I do that here, don't I? Because it's like I'm not gonna do it on the main. Don't get me wrong, I could have done it on the main channel because it ties, isn't it? Like the revisiting. But I thought, as I've already been there, I thought maybe do it on Star Vlogs. I thought that's the bit that kind of goes. So even that really is on the table. It's like I can't really do that anymore, can I? The revisiting part of it. Like that's how I got her style. It might be my last one, really. To be honest with you. How can I buy you a coffee? There's no option. The thing is, though, Stuart, I'm not monetized yet. I'm not monetized. I am close to being monetized. And when I do get that monetization, there will be an option where you can donate to me. What I don't like about this coffee thing is I feel then it's more of a job. So if I know I can't deliver, I feel like I'm letting you down. And it ain't fair because you're giving me money for it. So that way I can be on top of it and do like a members only thing. So if you can pay, let me go on. It will be hard to keep up with it, but I am willing to take on that challenge. Because I think monetization would be a game changer. The quality of the videos will never change. Like it won't change my perception just because I'm monetized. But I think it will be really good for a creator like myself to get there. So at the time being, there isn't a donation related thing. But when I get that monetization, then it will be in the future. As you know, I have a few channels and I had to keep up content for them. And I mainly concentrate. Yeah, it is, Retro. I define the more channels you open up, the more work you've got to do. Don't get me wrong, I used to do it quite well years ago because I used to post on Star Tech, where I used to make all tech tutorials, reviews, and other stuff. I used to do that. Then I done the the main Urbex channels, Discoveries and Direction, and then I done the lifestyle where I do town centres, this that, and the other. So I did do a lot of work to make it happen, but it's like I just can't do the tech channel anymore really because like I didn't have any new content ideas, so that's dormant. Then YouTube terms of service changed, so I couldn't really do on YouTube anyway. Because my videos flagged and removed, and I was like, I'm not gonna take the risk. It's all on Rumble though. You can watch all my past tech channels. You can watch my tech videos on Rumble because they're not allowed on YouTube now. So that puts me off as well, really, because my reach is normally YouTube based, isn't it? So it's like if I'm not allowed to produce material for YouTube like that. That's where it ends. And I haven't posted a video in ages. But yeah, I used to do really good tutorials. I gotta be honest. When my mind was blowing, I was writing all these ideas down. But it's like I can't brainstorm new ideas like I used to. It's like I prefer doing something easy and simplified. Like blogging. Your vlogs are from your heart and deserve a coffee. Thanks for your content. Oh, thank you, Stuart. I appreciate that kind words. I really did. It's like when I see hear and see comments like that, it really does motivate me further. Like to continue doing my ambition. So I do appreciate hearing and seeing that comment. It do make people's days. I have three channels: the retro experience, the supernatural experience, and the roaming experience. But my heart is mainly in one channel. The thing is, though, retro, like I said, the more channels you do, the more work is required. And when it slips, that's when your viewership will slip as well. So it's like you've got to have where your passion is, and have them maybe on the back burner. You may do content, you may not. Yeah, but then it's like, is it fair for subscribers then if they want just that content and they not get new videos in like 5 or 6 months? So it's up to you, really, retro. But it's like, if you want my honest opinion, the more channels you do, the more hard work it is, and that's common sense, isn't it? But that's true. So yeah, it is hard work, but then like I said, the hard work pays off in the end, isn't it? That's what they say. So yeah, in around about 5 minutes, I'm going to close the stream. I want to catch up on the legendary Spud Boys videos. I have to watch his Ushered Minute one, and then I got to watch his Bracken one sometime Sunday. I do want to be on the ball with his videos because it's like, if I don't, I'll never catch up. You're a better service than the BBC, and that cost me £180 a year. I thank you very much, Stuart, right, for actually saying that, right? Because saying that, though, that makes me think I have done really good work. Like the live coverage. I really am thankful that people have faith in me to deliver the best in what I can do. So I do have that gives me extra courage. Reading that, because like what I can show you, newspapers don't show you, do they? So I was going to be in a newspaper, wouldn't I? I didn't know if I was. I'd have to check that out. I did have plans to explore the old workhouse in Panteg Hospital, but due to new changes, I think I'll wait. Yeah, that's the thing is, retro. This is what I want to bring to your attention, really, because it's not like I've clickbait any of this. This is legit. But then if you wait, it's not worth waiting a retro because this is now it. They ain't gonna rewrite what wasn't now law, are they? So waiting, well, it ain't gonna work really because it's the law now, isn't it? Really, circus standalone criminal offence. So make that what you will, really. And you could say, well, on the abandoned buildings is an enclosed area because it's like you're on enclosed property or something like that. Like I don't really know that thing about it, but yeah, you know. Have you ever experienced supernatural phenomena on your content? I haven't, Stuart. I've not, as far as I'm aware. I mean, if it has been pointed out to me on the video, if you leave your timestamps, then I'll overlook it. but I don't think so. That's what I can say. I'm not gonna lie. If you lie, it's just gonna make it worse. So I'll be honest and brutal. I was like, no, I don't know. I haven't. Am I supposed to? That's a question. So a few minutes then, viewers. Get your last minute comments in. I just wanted to bring everyone's attention to this. That's why I've opened a live stream up tonight. Going forward, if I do these subjects, it'll be on a Tuesday evening. So for everyone to be unaware, this is an impromptu one. I thank you for everyone joining. It's not something I'll do on the regular, but on a Tuesday night, this is where you can catch it if it happens anyway. Tuesday evening, anytime after 9 p.m. Is where you can catch streams like these. Perhaps you could film previously abandoned places that have been brought back to life with new developments. Thing is, though, Rach, like I said, it's going back to the revisiting stage, isn't it? So where I go to places I've already been to, it could be deemed still abandoned, couldn't it? So it's like I thought the revisiting part of it would be a leeway, but they could still use that Section 11, couldn't they, against it? So they could just stop it happening outrightly. So that's what I'm saying. I did want to do it. Like I said, Tuesday, I wanted to do a place I had a tip off for. I read that. I thought, I could be done for that. So I was like, I'm not going to take the risk on this. The risk is too big for something so little. Like people always say, oh, gets more clicks, gets more views. It's like I don't want to do content that for that. I want to do content that I genuinely want. Have that passion in. I don't want to look for areas that if I'm left alone and I don't want to like stoke up something. Like yeah, you know what I mean. Thanks for this evening. You're the best. Thanks again. If you remember, I got your live stream confused with Bracknell. Yeah, you did, Stuart. you did actually. Yeah, I remember that. But Stuart, tune in tomorrow. Stuart, and everybody else, tune in tomorrow. We got a busy day tomorrow. We're going to be doing events in Hereford tomorrow. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to close the stream in a minute. I'm going to watch Spud Boy's latest video. I'm going to get some sleep if I know what that is. And then tomorrow is where it all starts. So in 2 minutes, I'm literally going to say goodbye, but not now. 2 minutes. So relax. Because I have a busy day ahead. So you might see those events tomorrow, everybody. I hope you'll find them interesting. I think it'll be pretty interesting myself. But my opinions don't matter. Good night, Stuart. Have a lovely weekend. So yeah, viewers, I think I'll call it a night then. I think I've opened the stream up. I've gave my reasons why I had to do it. So I'm hoping it's been informative. And yeah, just make sure if you know an urbexer, if you know a content creator, pass on this information to them so then they know. Because if there's something that they haven't known, shine light on this issue. Shine light on this legislation because it will shock a lot of people. I'm gonna be honest. But that's if you know urbexers. Don't like spam urbex groups and send them that, But yeah, it's like I think the big people up there will probably know about it. But it's like if they don't, and you'd like content like that, just try and bring it to their attention in there. That's all you can do. At least then, if they won't know. No, at least then they will know basically. So yeah, I think I'll call it a night, everybody. So thank you very much for tuning in. So we got Retro, we got Stuart, we've got Diesel. We can't forget our main viewer, Diesel. So we have John in tonight as well. Obviously, might be a bit too short notice for John. So yeah, until tomorrow morning, everybody. Stay safe. Have a lovely night, and we'll see you all tomorrow. So take care, everybody, and peace.